Just a couple of days ago, we went to the New England mountains in multiplayer for the first time, and that got me thinking. One place I've been meaning to get back to is Yukon Valley. From the first time that we visited it after the changes with the Reventuli update, I just really enjoyed the way the map was set up. It seemed like a lot more fun to hunt than it was in the past, and we've maybe been back here one other time, so today, we're out here in Yukon Valley multiplayer, and we'll see how we can do. By the way, one new thing that's been added since we've been here is the Canada geese, and they're seemingly all over the place here on Yukon Valley, which I don't know that we'll ever specifically set up for a goose hunt on this map. It just maybe isn't the thing that would appeal to me most, but I do find it interesting. There's always that chance that maybe a diamond or a rare could fly right over you. I mean, look at the amount of geese that are here. Is this, like, normal? There's a decent one there. The odds that we actually hit it are not that good, but, I mean, we can attempt. We'll probably hit one. That was not the one we were trying to get, but I think it was a brown hybrid. But yeah, just to show where we are, right down here kind of between the big Copper Bowl Lake and the sort of upside-down tree lake, there must have been 30 or 40 geese all just flying around. Maybe I gotta change my tune here. If that is what it's like for geese on this map, like in this spot, it could be the best spot to hunt Canada geese. But the question then is, what did we shoot? That is indeed a brown hybrid. It was a level 2 male, actually, so, you know, not the worst result. Got him in the intestines there. Again, not even the one that we were shooting at, but we'll take it. Not a bad first goose on Yukon Valley. Certainly a unique one, being that it's not the one we were trying to get. Gotta say as well, it's feeling more and more normal as just more geese fly over us. It just might be a good spot here, but I did just see, got some moose coming in. We're right at the start of moose drink time on this map, and also some bison walking across, which we may go ahead and get one of the level 3s. The one on the front's got a slightly better estimate, so we have the 338 today. Actually, all of our weapons have the Yukon Valley specific chip camo. I don't love it, but I don't hate it, and I figured, why not? First time on this map with the new changes and everything, might as well use this map's camo. But for our second kill, a silver bison 111 score. That is way lower than I thought it was going to be, but right long shot there at 180 meters. And I've got to say too, like, the geese actually do, at least so far, make this map feel even more alive. And it certainly helps when there are, I don't know, 7 flocks that have gone past already in this one spot. And I guess it'll just remain to be seen just how often we encounter them throughout the rest of the map, but it's encouraging so far that it actually plays a role. I just kind of thought they'd be there and we'd ignore them. I'm beginning to sense a trend here. Seems like every time we go for a hunt lately on a map that has a moose, we find a piebald cow moose. I think this is 3 in a row. We had the Medved moose grind. That was in single player, of course. And then back-to-back multiplayer hunts, New England Mountains and Yukon Valley, and funny enough, in all 3, I think the Medved one was maybe the second kill, New England was the first kill, and this would be our 3rd or 4th, maybe? It's interesting the way it's played out, but there's a ton of moose here. This, again, to actually show where we are, this is the tiny lake kind of at the far west side of the Rustline Ridge. It's always been a good spot for moose and bison and stuff like that, but I can't say I've ever seen this many in one spot. Also, a level 1 bull, and not a big one. So we'll probably try to get both. We'll maybe scoot into 150 to give ourselves the best odds of doing that with the M1. That's what I got today for our kind of medium game weapon, because we don't have the 300. 338 single shot, that's not going to be an option to get 2 things. So we'll have to go M1 if we want to get both of those. And that'll help. The level 1's walking right back behind our piebald. Gonna need them to maybe separate a bit. I'd say that'll work. So let's go for the piebald first, make sure we can get that. We'll be a little extra careful as far as our shot placement. Were we late on that? We actually heart shot the piebald. Not so much on the level 1 bull. I honestly have no idea where we may have hit it, or if we hit it. There was a chance at a broadside shot we didn't get it. He's going down, which frankly with the M1 would make me think we got something. The parallels here are so odd. We actually, I want to say in early access, had a lake on the New England Mountains where we had a piebald cow and a level 1 bull, and actually we heart shot the piebald cow and the level 1 ended up escaping. Now in that case, we actually hit the antler of another moose. I don't think that happened here, but I'm actually not really sure what did. We had a chance at a heart shot on the level 1. He turned and faced us, and I think we were just a tick late on getting the shot off, but let's worry about what we did get here. Yet another piebald cow moose. It's getting a little bit absurd the rate at which this is happening, but not gonna complain. They do look really, really good. Heart and left lung, not bad from the M1. As I said, we were careful with that shot. I purposely went behind the crease here, just to make sure that the bullet wouldn't be slowed down by the leg or anything like that, and instead, straight into the heart. Pretty much insta-kill. Not too bad. Let's tax that, and then we can see 2 bits of hunting pressure. I would say we got him. I actually don't see blood from an initial impact. We'll see what happened here. It should be interesting to say the least. You know, I've got to give the M1 credit. That sort of off-angle shot we took, quartering away as he was trotting off, that appears to be where we got a lung shot in there, and I wouldn't have been confident doing that with the 300 on our, grind over on Medved Tiger or wherever we may be doing it. That's not a shot where I'd always feel like the bullet's gonna get there, and in the case of the M1 it did. Now, I'm just thinking of this too. I think the M1 technically received a buff with this update, not because the gun did, but because the ammo stats of the 30-06 did. I believe it used to be either 40 or 42 penetration. You can see it's now 45. So no doubt that played a little bit of a role, but I'm pretty impressed by what we've seen here. 2 shots on 2 moose so far. And there lays our level 1 bull, which certainly appears to have one of the smallest possible racks for them, so let's take a peek. He is 410 kilos and 48 scores, so I've seen lower score-wise. I actually don't think I've seen a lower weight. Like, I know they can weigh lower, but we have not shot one below 410, so left lung as he was running off, not half bad. I've said this with a number of weapons, but maybe we need to start carrying the M1 some more. Now, this is one way of maybe encountering our first grizzly of the day. Got a max weight track, and we're up here in the Yukon Forest, of course. It's one of the best areas seemingly now for grizzly bear, and it was one of the reasons I wanted to come back out here. Them being moved up into here, I really think made this particular area a lot more fun to hunt. So we'll try to figure out what's going on with these tracks, but hopefully we can find them, and we'll see what level he ends up being if we can. Very fresh on the age is a good sign. I am at least guessing that's our bear. He is actually a level 7, so the minimum possible level for the weight. And maybe, can we just get a shot in here somewhere? He looks like he's coming back our way, so maybe we can wait till he's in a better opening. I think this will work. Maybe the first time we've actually fired the 338 today, or I think we shot the bison with it as well, but not the biggest bear, but a sign of the types of things we can encounter up here in the Yukon Forest, and actually kind of moving north into the one region that we can't get to actually show the name of, but the far north end of the Crown Gold wetlands. We start to see this kind of yellower vegetation. I think it's birch trees, and once we get far enough north in the Yukon Forest, there's some of that as well. But this guy was a 63 scorer, got him in the lung there at 73 meters, and we'll see if we can find some more halfway decent bears. But that is the one thing, because they're in this area now and they rest in a lot of wide open areas, I think there's the potential to maybe find that gold albino grizzly bear that we've been after for forever. I was kind of curious if we went farther north, if we start to see more bears, and it looks like maybe that could be the case. So there may be actually a good bit in that northern area of the Crown wetlands I talked about. He is going alert again, so we can take that shot. I thought we could maybe get the heart, but looks as though we got a lung. So we're literally just south of the outpost here, And maybe all this time I've been thinking this would be the best, and maybe it's more so the northern half of this and over into here. So there's two things I'd really like to see, and I don't know what's going to happen on this server. We're not the host, but if we hang around here for just about 1 real hour, it'll get to be Grizzly Bear drink time, and I'd love to know if these lakes are going to be really good for them, because what I thought would happen would be the lakes in the recovering Yukon forest. These lakes down in here would just be loaded with bears because there's not very many other places for them to be, but if they're actually up in this area, it could be these lakes. These lakes typically, in the past, would be loaded with red fox because there weren't many places for them to drink. Speaking of them, I think they start drinking really soon. So that may be what we get into here shortly. A little bit of predator hunting, both big and small here on Yukon. And at least it appears, red fox still do like to drink up here at these two lakes in the far north. Now, the difference between their drink time being 1700 to, I think it ends at 2000 hours, and starting at around 1900 is just massive. When we got, finally, our first time at Red Fox for the Trophy Lodge, which was, I think at this lake, one of the two up here on Yukon Valley in multiplayer, we actually spooked the fox, got the max weight track, and fortunately were able to find it and take it down. Because we can actually see now, it just makes it so much more likely that if there was a rare or a diamond or something sitting out here, we wouldn't have to rely on the potential randomness of picking up the tracks. Sometimes tracks aren't left, sometimes you could just easily miss it or not run all the way around, for instance, and pick up those tracks. So I think that's going to make a big difference for fox hunting on this map, and we've got some time here before Grizzly Bear drink time, again provided the time doesn't get changed. We'll kind of see what that does for us. It's all of these things, though, kind of coming together and just making Yukon that much more enjoyable. I really like this red fur type. It's a lot redder and a lot less orange from what we used to have with that fur type. I don't know that I've seen it yet with the new models, but it looks quite good. As for the rest of this lake, I'm not seeing any out here. Now, of course, red fox travel really slowly, and we're about an hour into their drink time. I wouldn't be shocked if there's ones that drink that were maybe pretty far away and still haven't gotten here. There's 3 standing right there. Got a female level 3, another female level 3, and a male level 4. Not the most interesting little group there, but let's go ahead, get the male, and at least that kind of keeps us going around. So even still, you can see, just because they're drinking in the daylight, they're not exactly standing out from a distance, but I would imagine, unless we just brought our reticle right over them with the binoculars, probably a night would have never known they were there. By the way, it's looking like that. Got another one just kind of working its way in, so probably we'll have to swing by the other lake. The way I actually came over here was past this lake and then over, so we'll probably go back over to there. The only negative is we may be spooking some grizzlies that could be around, but I'm not going to complain. Again, the red foxes are the ones with the new models, so it's good to see them. I'm hoping that Grizzly Bear are going to get new models at some time in the near future. Black Bear and Brown Bear both have. As for this guy, that red fur type again, that just looks really, really nice. Heart shot him at 176. And we might as well go around this end in case we missed anything. Head back to the other lake. So I've gone ahead and grabbed the night vision binos. I think that's going to be pretty necessary to having as much success as we can with finding the grizzly bear. And we're pretty quickly getting to grizzly drink time. There's a little time left. Might as well go ahead and make a fox do a front flip before we get to that, but it is currently 1946 in game, so in just about like 4 real minutes, we'll transition into grizzly drink time. And honestly, I want to look a little bit around here, but it's these 2 lakes that have captured the most attention for me as for what I want to see and how many bears are going to be up there. But assuming nothing else crazy happens between now and the next couple of minutes, we'll start to transition into looking for them. There's the orange fur type, by the way, which is obviously much more orange, and the red actually fits red. I like that a lot. This is the first time we've really gotten to compare, but a gold there at 10.8. Got that front flip from the double lung and liver shot. And we'll just continue forward here and start to look for grizzlies. And there is our first evidence. It does look like grizzlies might drink up here. Just get a level 2 female coming in now. And it is sort of the later start for grizzly drink time, just getting to that. So we'll sort of take our time here, maybe see if anything else walks in, and worst case, we'll head over to the other lake and check, but that's encouraging. Definitely looking better and better the longer we sit here. There's a mythical out there. Level 5 male, and there was also a level 4 just to the side of that, so we'll probably go ahead and try to get the mythical, even though there's probably some other bears coming in. I can see another one down there still. That's a level 1 I hadn't seen, and a level 7. I think just because we encountered that one extra set of male bears up in this area, we probably just found the best spot to hunt them, and we'll see what the other lake looks like too. But that must have been, in total, male and female, close to 10 bears just on this side. And there may be others on the other side too. It looks like mostly moose. I've not seen any over there, which is interesting, but funny enough, a lot of times that's kind of how red fox go here too. And just almost regardless of what happens at the next lake, this is super encouraging. 64.4 for that guy, lung and liver at 324 meters. And I just hope that, you know, knowing about these spots and being able to visit these spots, we gotta check here in single player for sure, because we've not been here yet in grizzly drink time. Maybe that's that catalyst to be able to get the gold albino we've been after, and even if it's not, it's one of those things where, you know, you get into a situation, it's almost grizzly drink time, or it is grizzly drink time, and you want to go and check these spots. When there are that many of any species, all kind of crowded into one spot, that just turns into a hot spot, and eventually, I have no doubt, one of these two lakes is going to produce some sort of trophy bear for us, and it might be today. We got one to check yet. You know, I can't tell. That looks dark. Like, it may just be... I don't know, though. Like, all female grizzly bears, to my knowledge, are the same fur type, so unless it's the angle, I kind of think that might be a melanistic grizzly bear. I was ready to write this hunt off. I thought we were done and there was nothing here. Over in that corner, we have 3 of them. It looks melanistic to me. Let's go ahead and try to go for the shot. Should be about 330. Looks like we got it good, and I still can't tell. Like, that's the male fur type. The females are always that just kind of solid brown color, and there shouldn't be any variance, so maybe? So, as it turns out, not a melanistic. It certainly looked different to me at that distance, but it could have just been maybe the way the shadows were or something like that. Ended up getting that right lung shot at 313. And by the way, there were 2 more grizzly bears somewhere right over here. I don't know if we'll be able to quickly spot them. Just a level 4 male, I think it was, and a female. But lots of grizzlies around. It's definitely going to be the type of spot we want to come back to over and over. But we'll not go back to the Trophy Lodge for our Piebald cow moose. Like I said, we just did that on the New England mountains anyway. But a pretty successful hunt, getting to find out all this new information about grizzly bear, these 2 lakes being fantastic for them, and of course still good for red fox. Plus, getting a rare along the way is always a good thing. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.